if we want to do international trade with other countries in the world, we better start restructuring, reorganizing this company and all that, and start believing in doing, what corporate governance requires us to do.
Yeah. That was Mohammad Yusof bin Hussian. He has been an independent, non-executive director for many companies and sat on many boards. So today you go and meet someone and you ask them, so what do you do? And they tell you, I'm in corporate governance. And you go, okay, good. For some of us, we are very clear on what that means. But for a lot of us, we have no idea what it means. Maybe we think that it's got to do with governing properly, governing respectfully, and governing responsibly. And you're right, but there is so much more to this job. In this episode, we are going to unearth what it means to be someone involved in corporate governance. What does the job entail? What is the role and responsibility of this person? And why should someone be concerned about corporate governance? So I'm running a business. I'm doing relatively well. I'm not getting myself involved in financial crimes. I'm making sure my taxes are paid. I'm making sure my staffs are being paid a decent salary. I'm not inflating any invoices. I'm not doing anything wrong. So why should I be concerned with corporate governance? So if you work in a company where there are investors, shareholders, stakeholders, then this episode is meant for you. Corporate governance can sound like a very big word and can sound like it's too abstract. Okay, so maybe you want to start by telling us, how does this corporate governance have an impact on a company's reputation?
I think, if I may suggest, before I answer your question, let me define what corporate governance is.
Yeah.
Corporate governance is a system of rules, practices, and processes that direct and control a company, ensuring it is held accountable to its stakeholders. It involves balancing the interests of various groups, such as shareholders, management, customers, suppliers, and the community, through clear structure and promote transparency, fairness, and ethical conduct. Good corporate governance guides decision-making, risk management, which is very, very important, and ensure the long-term sustainability and success of an organization.
Responsible business practices then.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Just so it's a company's responsibility to ensure that it has good business practices.
Yes.
So how would this have an effect on a company's reputation? How would corporate governance have an effect on it?
I think when corporate governance was originally launched in Malaysia in the year 2000, it was very simple.
Okay.
It just states that, corporate governance is introduced in this country because we want to make sure that any company, listed or not listed, will be able to sustain its business and will take care of its stakeholders.
Okay.
That was the basic objective of corporate governance at that time.
Right.
Okay. But as time goes on, items like corporate social responsibility come into the picture, ESG, environmental sustainability, governance and all that,
right,
warm climate and everything came into the picture.
Right.
And it became the responsibility of companies, not just in Malaysia, everywhere in the world, to be mindful of these things. Yeah. In the past, it was basically the interest of shareholders.
Okay.
Like I said just now, the definition, that word shareholders has become stakeholders.
Okay.
It includes, like I said just now, the board of directors, suppliers, the environment, the community that the company operates in.
Okay.
And any company, if you want, like this is to answer your question, if they want their reputation to be, and their goodwill to be, well known in the market, they need to do those things that inside what they call the pillars of corporate governance,
Okay.
And maybe let me just touch on that 4 pillars. Okay. One basically is system of rules.
Okay.
Rules and regulation. Okay. Says here that corporate governance provide the framework for how a company is managed and monitored. Again, this goes back to your point just now.
Okay.
Yeah. What impact it has got on a company. Secondly, accountability. It ensures a company is accountable to its shareholders, stakeholders, sorry.
Okay.
Last time it was shareholders, now it's stakeholders.
They changed it, okay.
Right? By defining the roles and responsibilities of the board of directors, management, and shareholders.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
The third pillar is balanced interest. This is where, going back to, again, to your question just now,
Right.
a company is forever, you create a company, why? Because you want to make profit, right? But under corporate governance, you got to balance making the profit, you know. It doesn't mean that you don't achieve profit, because if you don't achieve profit, you cannot carry out some of the activities that corporate governance require of you, like corporate social responsibility and all
Yeah.
that.
CSR.
You may, yes, you know. So that is why here it says balance interest. It aims to balance the interests of all stakeholders, including shareholders, employees, customers, and the community.
Okay.
Okay. The third one is the key components. Here it says key areas such as strategy, performance, internal controls, auditing, and compliance, that kind of thing, you know.
Okay.
And compliance effort. The last one is goals. Okay.
Okay.
Strong corporate governance reduces risk, builds investor confidence, and supports long-term growth and sustainability.
Okay.
So bear in mind these four things, and
Right.
and a good independent director
Yeah.
who sits on the board is extremely mindful of all
These four pillars.
These four pillars.
Okay.
Because
So-
that's basically what their role is there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you said that corporate governance came into Malaysia about 25 years ago.
Yes. Year 2000.
What led to this creation? Today we see it as part of the G in the ESG,
Yeah.
right? But I don't know whether ESG was as popular as it is today back then, or was it even if this term was even coined back then? I don't know. But what led to corporate governance coming into the limelight 2000? Yeah, 25 years ago.
2000, exactly
Yeah.
2000 years ago.
Correct.
And it was
No,
launched
25 years ago.
At that time, I think it was under the prime ministership of, was it Mahathir or
That
somebody else?
Yes,
you know?
I think it was Mahathir Mohamad, yes.
He formed it with some very senior members of the corporate world and the authorities in the country and all that. And he created what they call the Green Book, called Corporate Governance Green Book of Malaysia.
Okay.
Okay. And why we started it in year 2000 is because the rest of the world, especially America, Europe,
Right.
you know, have started it earlier.
Okay.
Okay, because they realized that, you know, there were many things that companies did in pursuit of profit, did not take into account, like you said just now, one of the things is the weather.
Okay.
You know?
You mean climate change?
Yes.
Okay.
And they launched those things very much earlier in Europe and USA because there were a lot of frauds and breaches of companies, funds and financial losses here and there and all that. So that was the main reason the government thought if we don't start incorporating or introducing corporate governance in Malaysia, when it comes to us hoping to do international business, international trade with other countries all over the world, they will not be that interested to do business with Malaysia, you know, as a country.
So before we walk into the fire, let's talk about the armor. When I talk about liability, compliance, corporate governance, it keeps a lot of directors and chairmen and vice presidents awake at night. You cannot navigate this minefield alone. You need a partner who knows the terrain. That is why I want to give a massive shout out to our sponsor for this video, Gap Advisory. Gap Advisory is a company secretary firm that are more than just paper pushers. They are your governance backbone. Whether you're looking at entity formation or business establishment, or you're navigating the complex waters of compliance and secretarial services, Gap Advisory have you covered. So they are the ones that will put your systems in place so that you don't have to worry about the regulators or law enforcers knocking at your company doors. Don't wait for a crisis to find a good company secretary. Check out Gap Advisory and secure your foundation. Now, I'm going to leave more information about Gap Advisory down below the comments. Now, let's get back to the conversation.
So, 25 years on now, how has Malaysia fared in terms of corporate governance?
To be honest with you, when I first got a copy of the Green Book 25 years ago,
Okay.
I read it. I was very impressed.
Wow. Okay.
You know, and because it was the first ever book written on corporate governance in this country.
Okay.
But subsequent to that, there were a lot of amendments, changes to upgrade it, to improve on it. And actually many people in Asia, in ASEAN, recognize that the corporate governance framework in Malaysia is one of the best in this region.
Oh, okay.
It is.
In Asia? Or
In Asia as well as in
Southeast?
ASEAN.
Oh,
you know?
okay. All right.
So it is credit to the government, credit to the various authorities like Bank Negara and
Right, of course.
MICG, you know, and even Malaysian Institute of Integrity Sdn Bhd,
Okay.
which was a company established by the government to promote corporate governance.
Okay. Can you maybe share some real world experience? Oh, sorry, some real experiences, probably on what exactly corporate governance is. So just now you gave us the definition, and that's great. But I want to know some examples of what exactly corporate governance is,
Okay.
particularly in organizations.
A good example will be this think about INED, you know, independent
non-executive director. Right.
Before corporate governance was introduced, practically the whole board members are executive directors.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and the chairman is usually the major shareholder or the owner of the company,
Yes.
which in the context of corporate governance is not encouraged for
Okay.
obvious reasons. You know,
Right.
Yeah, it's your business. If you're the chairman, you may want to do things the way your way,
Correct.
which will
Right.
clash with corporate governance. You know,
All right.
then people say, you know, if we want to do international trade with other countries in the world, we better start restructuring, reorganizing this company and all that, and start believing in doing, you know, what corporate governance requires us to do, like, you know,
Yep.
making sure that our systems are in place, our SOPs are very strong.
Okay.
You know, we have a board who will direct and strategize the company moving forward, but not meddling with day-to-day operations. Okay, that
Right.
is a very strict rule about corporate governance. The non-executive directors, you know, must never interfere in the daily operations of the business. That is the responsibility of the executive director, the
Right.
MD, and the senior management
Okay.
of the company.
All right.
Okay? And it also then expands into, you know, take care of your employees, pay them well, reward them. And that was one reason why this performance management bonus and KPIs and all that came into the picture as well.
So until then, there was really no
very
metric to measure
Yes.
performance.
And then they expanded it to say, like I said just now, our factory is in this kampung. You know? Don't tell me we can just throw whatever waste of the company into the river, into the stream, or just along the streets and all that.
Right.
Sorry, that is totally unacceptable.